talk about the power of networking, community, and events. And basically, this is going to share a story about how I was able to get a $4 million deal done just by going to events, hosting them, and some strategies that have worked really well for me over the years. I've kind of seen that every big leap I've made has either come from a new community, a new coach, attending networking events, and I think the biggest misconception that a lot of people have is they do none of this correctly. So, what I want to share is what's worked well for me over the years and kind of what I think most people do wrong and share a few stories. So, basically, let's just go back. It's 2017. I'm living in Colombia and I'm essentially hosting a meetup because I want to meet other online business entrepreneurs. And the way I structured this to get people there and to get the right crowd there was one, I tried to curate it, try to make sure that I would only invite people who were going to add value and also receive value at a very similar range. So this made sure the clientele, the quality of people were also like either friends of friends, or people who I knew were well respected. And I'd rather have a quality over quantity sort of thing. The second thing was I also bought everyone their first rounds of drinks. And, this might seem kind of crazy, like trying to meet new friends, buying them drinks, but it does something really special. It puts you in the center of attention. Now, before anybody left, they wanted to thank me for the drink, thank me for organizing it, and introduce me to other people that they thought would be a good connection for me. That $5 drink per person for 10 people, that's like $50. And that $50, that handshake turned into a $4 million deal because somebody at that networking event introduced me to their friend. We started talking, we kept in touch. They followed along my journey on social media, I followed along theirs, and they knew that I was in this position, that I was an expert. They knew what I did, and I was able to help provide them really good value and give them the confidence and trust to do a $4 million deal with me. Now, this strategy works in a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of psychology that goes behind this, but basically what happens is you're giving people value first. You're giving them value by getting the right people in the same room together. Even if I'm not directly connecting with everyone, they're saying, oh, who organized this? Who's that guy? Thank you so much. Like, people are kind of hyping you up before you even get there. And while you're there, even if you're not talking to them directly, they're also going to be saying, hey, this guy does X, Y, and Z. He's the one who bought us drinks, so and so. So it puts you in a really good spot of giving that value up front by creating the event and then getting all the right people in the right room. And so it's essentially giving before you ask for anything. And the great thing about this is if you keep doing what you're doing, if you are actually providing value, you'll never have to ask for anything. People will just come to you. And that's kind of been my experience and why I continue hosting events, trying to build community, trying to build long-term vision. So whenever I go to a networking event, I am being strategic. I'm looking for those short-term wins and how I can help others, but I know to be patient because this $4 million deal didn't happen overnight. It happened 5 years later, and it took 2 years to get it done. So I'm thinking in decades for networking, friendships, longevity. And I think the biggest issue people have is, I got to go to this event. I got to make my, I'm spending $1,000 on a ticket. I got to make $2,000 by the time I leave. I think some of that can be pretty toxic, and it's going to put you in this position of take, where you should be going, I'm spending $1,000, but I'm going to try to give $10,000 of advice, of help, of, something out of it. And then once you've done that, exponentially, you'll get that much in return. And so that might sound simple, but to actually implement it is hard. So to be strategic before a conference or an event or in a community, what I suggest is going and connecting with the organizers, telling them what you do and saying, hey, who is somebody here that I should connect with before I leave? Or who is somebody here that I can offer value to? And then try to take them out to dinner, take them out for a coffee, get that one-on-one and try to get them out of the conference Because when you're talking to somebody at a conference, it's very surface level. Everyone's rushing from point A to point B. You need to get them in a one-on-one situation or a small group situation. So that's worked out super well for me over the years. And I want to talk about the community aspect because I've been a part of a lot of communities over the years. I've tried to provide a lot of value, try to get a lot of value out of it as well. And here's kind of what's worked. Now, a lot of people join a community and they're like, oh, I'm going to sell my services. I'm going to get my clients from this community. And that is the worst way to go about doing this. A lot of the good communities that are curated will probably kick you out for trying to pitch your products. So what I suggest is trying to add value, trying to add mistakes in the niche or topic that you've made or that you're working in. And so, for example, let's say you're trying to really get some new clients for whatever your new business. Maybe your new business is a fitness coaching business. And so what I would look for is I would search the community. Don't do anything for a month. Try to read the fitness and nutrition blogs, what sort of comments or questions are happening in there, and try to find a recurring sort of theme. And one theme that I've seen a lot is, man, I can eat well when I'm in my, home. I can exercise great, but when I'm traveling, things just, really go to pieces. Because when you're in Italy, you're walking a bit more, but you want that gelato, you want the pizza. You don't have a great gym when you're staying in an Airbnb. And so I would look for that community and say, hey, how can I provide some value or some tips or even just spark a discussion? Hey, what's everyone's tips for staying in shape when you travel? Here's 3 really great things that have worked well for me. Don't add any call to action. People are automatically going to start engaging with this. And if you can share a story about, I used to do X, Y, and Z that was terrible when I travel, then I was able to implement this strategy. If you can share that free value, it's going to get a lot of interaction. It's going to get a lot of eyes on what you do. And in your profile or whatever, you're going to have that CTA. I help people who lose weight while they travel. That's kind of what they'll see. And then you'll, out of all of this, get some customers, get some clients. But it's a lot different than, hey, I'm starting this, fitness challenge. I need 10 people. It's a little bit different. It's a lot of nuances, but it can work a lot better because it'll position you as an authority because you're adding value. You're not asking for anything in return. People will seek you out organically. And then once they do, then you can start selling them or giving them some options and advice to see if they want to take it to that next step. So if you want to actually take action, level up to where you're at now to that next level a lot faster, I want to talk a little bit about a new community that I'm building. It's called the Earn From Anywhere Academy, and we're essentially going to be making it free for the first 50 people. So if you see this video, if you made it this far, I want you to be one of those people who's going to have direct access to me and more than $30,000 in free bonuses. So if you join before that 50 member mark, you're going to get a free marketing funnel that can generate up to $10,000 a month and more. And we're going to be building that for you for absolutely free just by joining. The second thing is you're going to get access to my travel hacking masterclass, which is more than 40 videos long. And it's going to give you a bunch of insights on how to fly for business class flights and first class flights for free, how to stay in 5-star hotels, and how to go and live in places like Thailand, like I am now, for as cheap or as low price as possible. So you're going to be able to travel in luxury, but pay those discount prices. And then you're going to get a bunch of other freebies like daily trainings, Q&As with me, DM access to me. And again, this is all going to be free for the first 50 members. And then it's going to be a monthly fee on top of that if you join late. But again, even if you don't get in for free, it's still going to be a crazy good value. And for anybody who's joining, if it is paid now, you're going to get a free trial. You can introduce yourself. You can get started and see that it's a good fit for you before that, free trial ends. So the Earn From Anywhere Academy is now live. You can see and join below. We're going to be accepting members from next week. So make sure you click that link, join, join up and start being interactive. Introduce yourself, ask some questions, and just go ahead and get started, because after that 50 member mark, we're going to be increasing the prices every single month. And so the whole idea for the Earn From Anywhere Academy is to help people make your first $10,000 online from anywhere in the world. And we're going to be doing that and taking out a lot of that friction of actually going ahead and getting started. So if you want more details on that, there's a bunch of videos inside the program and inside the academy where you can learn a little bit more. So go check it out. You'll see the big list of bundles that's included, and send me a message when you join. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping this community can be the thing that takes you to that next level. And basically, if it doesn't, I guarantee it'll get you some good value, and if not, then we'll be able to refund you. So I'll see you on the inside.